Have you ever wondered how some cars outlive their own brands? Today, I'll tell you about 5 vehicles that survived even after their manufacturers disappeared. But before we start, a quick note. The voiceover in this video is AI generated since my English isn't perfect yet. However, all the ideas, editing, and material selection are done by me. If you enjoy this kind of content, please support the channel with a subscription and a comment. It's a small effort for you, but it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's get started. Let's start with the legendary Willys Jeep, a vehicle that quite literally outlived its own creator. In 1947, the Indian company Mahindra obtained a license to produce the Jeep CJ3B, an iconic American off-roader that was incredibly popular worldwide. By 1953, Mahindra had officially started assembling the Jeep CJ3B in India. Ironically, that same year, Willys Overland ceased to exist after being absorbed by Kaiser. But the Jeep CJ3B kept rolling off the assembly line. In 1965, Mahindra secured full rights to produce the vehicle, and from then on, it was sold under various names. It evolved, got new parts, but its core DNA remained unchanged. Fast forward to 2010, and Mahindra Thar was essentially the same Jeep CJ3B, just with a modern design and updated technology. Even today, the Thar still carries the spirit of the classic Willys Jeep, proving that true legends never die. Our next story is about a brand that disappeared, but its cars kept going. In 2011, Saab went bankrupt, and its assets were bought by National Electric Vehicle Sweden, NEVS, a Swedish-Chinese company that wanted to revive Saab as an electric car brand. The first thing they did was take the Saab 9-3, one of the company's most popular sedans, and adapt it for an electric powertrain. In 2013, they even resumed production of the Saab 9-3, but under the NEVS brand. Saab as a company was gone, but the car continued to roll off the production line. In 2017, NEVS introduced the NEVS 9-3, which was still based on the old Saab platform. Despite ownership changes and attempts to bring it back, the NEVS 9-3 never became a mass-market success. However, it proved that even when a brand dies, its cars can still live on, just under a different name. Our next story is one of the strangest in automotive history. Normally, when a company shuts down, its cars disappear. But the Studebaker Avanti was different. In the early 1960s, American automaker Studebaker wanted to create a luxury coupe to compete with the Corvette. The result was the Avanti, a futuristic car with an aerodynamic design and a powerful V8. However, Studebaker was struggling financially and shut down in 1966. But the Avanti didn't die. A former Studebaker dealer bought the rights to the design and founded a new company, Avanti Motor Corporation. He continued producing the car under the Avanti brand, with almost no changes. Even more amazingly, Avanti production lasted until 2006, long after Studebaker had disappeared. That means this car outlived its original brand by 40 years. This is one of the rare cases where not just a model, but an entire brand was built around a single car that refused to fade away. Our next car is the Rover 75, an elegant British sedan that seemed destined to disappear along with its brand. But fate had other plans. The Rover 75 debuted in 1998 as a stylish, affordable luxury sedan, blending British design with German engineering, since Rover was owned by BMW at the time. However, in 2005, MG Rover went bankrupt and production was halted. But that wasn't the end. The Chinese company Nanjing Automobile acquired MG Rover's assets and decided to keep the car alive, just under a different name. In 2007, they introduced the MG7, which was essentially the same Rover 75 with minor updates. The MG7 remained in production until 2013, and its successors still carry design elements from the original Rover 75. This means the car outlived its brand by 8 years and became part of China's growing auto industry. Our next car is a true example of how a vehicle can outlive not just its brand, but an entire era. In 1956, the British company Morris introduced the Morris Oxford Series 3, a classic mid-size sedan designed for comfort and practicality. However, within a few years, production in the UK stopped. But in India, the story was just beginning. The local manufacturer Hindustan Motors acquired the rights to produce the Morris Oxford 3 and launched it under a new name, Hindustan Ambassador. This car became an icon of India. It was used as a taxi, an official government vehicle, and even the car of Indian prime ministers. Production of the Hindustan Ambassador lasted from 1957 to 2014, making it one of the longest-running cars in history. Morris as a brand disappeared long ago, but its legacy lived on in India for over 50 years. These cars managed to outlive their own brands. Some of them were produced for decades after their companies shut down, proving that true legends never die. Which of these cars do you think deserves the title of the ultimate survivor? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, support the channel with a like and subscribe. It helps a lot and lets me create even more exciting content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.